Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel for another video, as it is time to make my League One matchday predictions for this coming weekend, which is matchday weekend 15. Yes, that's right. And it has very much changed since I last did a prediction video. Obviously it's been a few weeks, hasn't it? Because obviously I had a week off last week. So we have a new leader. Wycombe Wanderers are the new leaders at the top of League One after their emphatic win last night, beating Stockport 5-0 away from home. They are on a roll, they are on fire, and I just think that, you know, it just proves that if you have that togetherness and that team spirit and that work ethic, you can achieve anything. Forget the budgets. Yes, having a lot of money behind you absolutely does help, but does it mean that you can't have success without that big budget? Not at all, and we're the biggest provers of that as well, aren't we, really? You know, when we got to the Premier League all those years back. So look, Wycombe are new leaders at the top. Fair play to them. It's good to see somebody new at the top. It's a shame it's not us, but yeah, that's another story that we're not going to get into. Birmingham dropped down to second place in the league. The playoff positions currently occupied by Wrexham in third, Mansfield in fourth, Lincoln in fifth, and Bolton in sixth. Of course, we are just outside that in seventh, a point behind Bolton at the moment. So yeah, we're still playing catch up, and that just proves that that horrible spell that we had where we lost game after game has really set us back. And that is why we're still playing catch-up, because being 7th in the league isn't good enough. But anyway, that is another story again. I'm getting sidetracked. But it is very tight still in the in that kind of the playoff push. I think at this point in the season now, you kind of get to know who's going to be in and around there and who isn't. Because we've had a good substantial amount of games now, haven't we, to recognise that. Of course, things can change, but maybe one team shoots up the table that we didn't expect them to, but more or less this is the core group that are chasing the promotion ambition. But yeah, between 10th and 4th, only 3 points separating the sides. So again, it's still very much very tight in there. Burton remain winless at the bottom of the table, with Shrewsbury, Cambridge and Crawley occupying the relegation place at the moment. That has pretty much stayed the same since the last time we did a prediction video. So yeah, it can all change though this weekend on matchday 15 in League One, and we're going to get right into that now. So first up, on Friday evening sees Barnsley taking on Rotherham in a South Yorkshire derby here. And it's going to be an intriguing game. Both teams have shown inconsistency throughout the season, let's be honest. I think Rotherham have had a very poor start. I don't think it was expected. Because usually they do, you know, when they do get relegated from the Championship League One, they tend to do alright in League One. So the fact that they've started really slowly, they picked up a few wins here and there, but they are obviously currently in 14th place at the moment, so that is no position that they wanted to be in. Now, for me in this game, Barnsley at home, Rotherham's away form is atrocious. They may have picked up a few points away from home, but I just think Barnsley at home, I think they're going to get the edge here. So I'm going to go for a 2-1 Barnsley win to kick off the League One weekend. Next up, Burton taking on Shrewsbury Town. Two sides really struggling at the bottom of the table, of course. You know, 24th place, 23rd at the moment. I believe they are no Burton at the bottom, but we're just going to quickly finalise that. Yeah, 24th place, 23rd. So So look, it's a basement clash, bottom of the basement clash, and for me, obviously Burton sacked their manager not so long back, the 23rd of October, after the club's struggles. So they've gone for a change. They haven't recruited anyone yet, but not that I'm aware of. But yeah. But for me, I just can't separate these two sides, guys. I really can't. I'm going to go for a 0-0. I just can't. Both sides are really struggling. Shrewsbury are not much better than Burton. And yeah, I just can't pick a winner here, unfortunately. So next up, Wrexham taking on Mansfield. So 3rd versus 4th in the league at the moment. It's going to be a tight game. Wrexham obviously have had their unbeaten run ended by us, of course. So their winning run stopped by us, of course. So I think people that go to Wrexham now, yes, it might be a little bit of a difficult place to go, but I think it's giving teams a little bit of hope that they can go there. And I think Mansfield have just really had a strong start to the season. They were unfortunate last season not to get promoted. And they're always thereabouts in the playoffs, aren't they, though, to be fair to them. So, but they've really pushed on and now obviously find themselves 4th. So it's going to be this is going to be a very tight one. I'm going to go for an away win here. I'm going to go for a Mansfield win here, 2-1. I just think that Wrexham have been really slacking lately. They've been drawing a few too many. They've not really been doing much at all, have they? And yeah, I just think they're looking really poor, to be honest with you, overall. So yeah, I think Mansfield will just about edge this one, 2-1. Up next then, Birmingham taking on Northampton Town. Now, for me, I think it's going to be a pretty routine victory for Birmingham, if we're being honest here. Northampton, yes, okay, so they did have picked up quite a number of points on the road, but I just think Birmingham will have too much. I'm going to go for a 2-0 Birmingham win here. I can't see anything other than that. So yeah. Up next, Bristol Rovers, who have had a stuttering start to the season and a lot of discontent around their manager, of course, but he's still in a job at the moment after maybe a few good results that they've had lately. Lincoln doing well, obviously find themselves in 5th place in the table at the moment, and yeah, they're doing well. They're carrying on from what they achieved last season, and so it's going to be an interesting one, this, but I think that Lincoln will win this one. I'm going for an away win. I'm going to go for a 2-1 win for Lincoln City on the road. Yeah, I just think Bristol Rovers are very inconsistent. I don't think really they have the manager that... There's a lot of discontent still around the fan base, I believe, at Bristol Rovers, and I don't think a lot of fans are not convinced by Taylor at all. In fact, they've been shouting for Taylor out in many of their games, I believe. So yeah, because they definitely sang it when they came to the John Smith Stadium as well. So yeah, the fans aren't on board with what the manager's trying to do. I think there's a lot of negativity around the place. I just think Lincoln will be looking to capitalise on that, and yeah, so I think Lincoln will win this game 2-1. Up next, Crawley Town, who again are another team that find themselves in the relegation zone. Obviously, a newly promoted side to League One after their promotion last season. Obviously, us, Huddersfield Town, very, very inconsistent on the back of an absolutely embarrassing, humiliating defeat in the FA Cup by non-league part-time side Tamworth. So I would love to say I'm confident going into this game. Obviously, it's away from home, but the reality is that I'm not confident because you just never know what you're going to get with us. You just never know what you're going to get. And I'd be foolish to say that we're going to win comfortably, because, yeah, you can look at the opposition all you like, but what the opposition will do is they'll run hard, they'll fight for every ball. You know what I mean? They'll do the best to win their aerial duels. They'll be, you know what I mean? They'll be battling. They'll fight for one another. Whereas I question the players' attitudes in our camp. Absolutely, their attitude, their application, their desire. It's lacking a lot of the time. Let's be honest. So, yeah, I don't think we'll keep a clean sheet personally. But I think I'm just going to edge us to win this game. Just, maybe I'm being stupid, but I try to be as positive as I can. And maybe I'm just being silly for predicting we're going to win, because I think it's just so hard to predict the Town games. But for me, I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to Huddersfield Town. I just think just about do enough, but it's not going to be easy. Not at all. Next up, Exeter City, who have slouched off a bit since having a bit of good form, find themselves outside the playoff places now, but they are still up there and they're still doing okay. But yeah, they're kind of being knocked down a two with a bit of a barren spell. And Charlton, you know, Charlton have been a bit underwhelmed. Obviously, they have obviously lost key players in their side over the summer. But again, another team that maybe should be higher, would have been looking to be higher up. Obviously, 11th, Exeter taking on Charlton, who are 12th. For me, I'm going to go for a 3-1 win for Exeter City. I think that they will get back to, that they will start finding those goals again. And yeah, I just think they'll win this game after it, you know what I mean. So yeah, that's just the way I've gone, just on a funny feeling. Leyton Orient versus Blackpool, the next game. Now Leyton Orient, obviously, again, just above the dotted line in the relegation picture at the moment, so they're just above it, but it is quite close down there. Blackpool, a bit of an indifferent season. Obviously had a bit of a change in manager, obviously when Steve Bruce came in after Neil Critchley got sacked. They had a bit of good form, didn't they, after when Steve Bruce gave that manager bounce, and they've kind of slowed down a little bit recently. Obviously Steve Bruce has been absent from the touchline as well, which has obviously really affected the team as well. So, but for me, I think Blackpool will win this game. Leyton Orient, yes, they're the home side, but I just think Blackpool will win this game by 2-0. I think they will, you know what I mean, they will just have too much for Leyton Orient, in my opinion. Peterborough United taking on Cambridge. Now, look, again, Cambridge in the bottom, in the relegation zone at the moment. Really massively struggled, haven't they, to be honest with you. Peterborough, obviously, again, a bit hot and cold with Peterborough at times, and find themselves in 13th place, which is somewhere they would have expected to be higher up than that, as well. They're another team that really they would have liked to have been a lot higher up, because it's the team obviously that was fighting for the playoffs last season. So yeah, but for me, I just think with Cambridge, with the team they're coming up against, I just think Peterborough will have too much for them. I'm going to go for a 3-0 Peterborough United win. Next up, the penultimate match of the weekend sees Stevenage taking on Reading. Now, two teams that Stevenage currently in 15th with 17 points. And they are coming up against a team in Reading, who are currently in 9th place at the moment, so a couple of points, just a point behind 6th place, and they are looking really, really promising. For all the issues they have off the field, the players are really acting professional and they're really doing the business on the pitch. So fair play to them. It's never, well, I can only imagine it's not easy, you know, when you don't know if you're going to get paid from one week to the next, and there's a lot of unrest off the field, and the players obviously are fully aware of that, and know everything about that. So yeah, but look, fair play to them. They have kept going, and they've played for the supporters. But look, I think for me, I think I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw here between the two sides. I don't know. I just think I've just got a feeling it's going to end in a stalemate here. It's going to be a competitive game, but I just don't think any team's going to be able to take the upper hand. Obviously, Reading's home forms really helped them, but their away form is a bit hot and cold. So yeah, I think for me a 1-1 draw. I don't think either side will have enough to win this game. And the last match of the weekend here, it sees Stockport County taking on Bolton Wanderers. Now, Stockport had a really good start to the season, didn't they? Obviously a newly promoted side, and they've kind of dropped. They really have dropped off, haven't they? And now find themselves in 10th place with 21 points. But again, only a couple of points behind 6th, so it's all to play for still for them. They will have settled for that position at the start of the season. Yeah. But for me, Bolton in 6th at the moment, and they seem to have picked up after their struggling start to the season. And I know that obviously it is an away game for Bolton, but Stockport are going to be really hurting after that 5-0 loss against Wycombe last night. So I think for me, I think this spell will continue. I think Bolton are going to win this game by 2-0. And actually, the final game, I actually forgot, but Wigan taking on Wycombe. Now, for me, I think it is going to be a very comfortable victory for Wycombe. I think they're on a roll, they're on fire at the moment, and I just can't see them losing. You know, yes, they are away, but they've shown that they can win teams away from home. And I just think Wigan, you know, they're down near the bottom and mid-table-ish, bottom-ish half kind of thing. And yeah, no, I think Wycombe are just full of confidence, and I can't see anything other than Wycombe. I'm going to go for a 3-0 victory for Wycombe. And that is your predictions for this weekend's fixtures in League One. I hope you all enjoyed the video. And make sure you do drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and let me know your full predictions down below in the comments. I would love to see what you guys are thinking this weekend with all the games. And yeah, thanks all for watching, thanks all for your support, and I shall see you very, very soon. Take care of you, and goodbye.